Good morning, everyone. Just realized my mic was off. Can somebody confirm that you can hear me?
Got you loud and clear, brother.
All right. Thank you, Dean. Dean, while you're on there, I know you're usually part of the happy hour group. Do you know if that's going on today?
I have not checked. I missed it last week. I didn't know if
So
they
did
did
I.
it last week.
Yeah, I'll be
I
there.
was out, and then I don't know. Usually we'll hear something by, 10, 11 Eastern time.
All right, great. Yeah, no, I plan on having a little bit of downtime today and shooting the breeze and maybe playing some poker with everyone.
There you go. I'm down.
Yeah. So here we go. I've got a couple of things to share from yesterday. A couple of patterns that are incredible, which has been the 90% of my trading has been the 50% retracement, but a couple great break and retests as well yesterday. Avi took an incredible one that he shared in the room. I was also looking at. So today, what do we got? Things to know. I don't think this updated. So let's go to 5 things to know. There you go. I think that's a new one from May 1st. What are we looking at? Stocks are steady after the best month. Yes, the month of April has been absolutely incredible. Apple stock gains as earnings and outlook are better than estimates. Apple had their earnings yesterday after market close. Roblox tumbles on weak outlook. Reddit, I don't know if anybody trades these. Roblox, Reddit, they're going to be interesting to watch today. And then, yes, Berkshire is having their annual meeting without Warren Buffett. And that's it for there. As far as the economic calendar, I don't see much of the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI at 945. And then at 10 a.m., there's also a PMI number here. Could have an impact, but personally, I don't expect much from these. And no earnings because it is Friday. So let's look at Apple here. That was Apple after hours yesterday. Actually, the earnings came in around 4:30 yesterday. So this was a wick, but then this came, I'm assuming, during their conference call. So I guess traders and investors really enjoyed what they heard during the conference call. Big spike up here, and now we're chopping around that same area here. We are on Apple. Where are we right now? Approaching all-time highs over here. The market is open. That's why my watch is going crazy right now. So Apple, very strong. I will be concentrating on futures again this morning. I do not plan on taking anything in the first half hour, and I'll explain why. This was a trade I took in pre-market. So this is one that did not work, but I'll explain. Here, I'll do it in replay, actually. Let's do the replay, start new. Let's go, I want to go to a candle, and I will start it right around here. Okay, so if anybody's trading right now, good luck. The market is open. I prefer to explain what worked and didn't work yesterday. I'll go back to what worked on what I took yesterday, and I need a reminder over here. Which one was it? Oh, it was the MCL. I took a trade on this, and it worked out very well. And then I was watching the M2K Break and Retest long. I think that's the one that Avi took. But let's go back to pre-market. So this morning, I started to fit. First of all, what I was looking at, you know what, maybe I'll start there. This was the short, one of the shorts I took late in the day yesterday. This is the one I was talking about yesterday at 10 a.m. I actually set this fib over here yesterday at 10 a.m. If you remember. I set this as the low. It did not make it to the 50, so I did not take a trade on this. But a little bit later on, it made a new low. So I dragged my low down, and I was looking at it here, but didn't take it there. I didn't like that it just touched and didn't get into the 50. Had it been a limit order, it would have entered, it would have triggered here with the stop above. And let's just see here how that would have played out. If I had put this here with the stop at the 61.5 and the 3R right there, it would not have made it to 3R. Okay, so that one on a limit order would not have worked. Don't like that it was at the end of the day. But anyway, I was sitting in front of my computer here and I was looking at the price action. And right on, it is at the 2-minute, it put in this longer wick over here. And then a few candles later, let's zoom in a bit. Right over here, it put in this rejection candle again. So that's where I went in. I went in short with my stop pretty high. Had my stop been at the previous wick here, I probably would have made it to 3. Yes, I would have made it to 3 pretty quickly. But I was being a little bit more conservative, so I put my stop at the 61.8, and I was aiming for 3R, which was right here, which was not, you know, it wasn't miles away. It was near the low of the session. So what happened is that we pulled down and then came back up and then pulled down again. But now we're approaching the close of the market. I will not hold until 5 p.m. So I got out around here for 1 hour. I think it was 1 or 1.5 hours. But I was looking at this area. And then when the market reopened at 6 p.m., over here, this was a big spike here at 6 p.m., but it rejected the highs again. And then couldn't get any higher and rejected over here. So this could be considered like a triple top. I think this is where, no, Avi, I think, no, Avi wasn't on this. But anyway, I was looking at this before going to bed last night going, you know what? One of these days I will put in a short because I was thinking short. And just look for the low of day over here. Where are we? Over here, right? Putting a short here, and you know, hindsight's 2020. I know. Probably would have had my stop above the wick, and then just leave it on short. You know, maybe aim for low of day over here, and this would have been a 5-hour trade, but didn't take it. Because it's not part of my my trade book yet. What I did take, because of all this selling, I was looking at the possibility of the continuation. So let's go back. Let's close this. I don't know why that's there. I'm okay there, you know. And let's zoom in. Okay, so let's zoom into this morning. This morning, right around here, probably around 5:30 this morning, I saw that it made a low. But at this low, I didn't have a fib yet, right? So my screen was empty. What I was looking at, okay, well, where's the most recent low? And there was a fair value gap here. It's been taken out because the market has retraced to there. So if I do a replay, there we go. We'll see that it's obvious that there's been selling right around here. This was a major sell from a consolidation area. So I started my fib there, the most recent selling, and right around there. So I put the fib there. That's where I started it. This is where it started bouncing back. And I set an alert to look at it right over here. So that's where I started looking at it. And let's go bar by bar. Okay, it poked into here, but I like seeing a rejection candle like this one. So let's look at it again. This one right here. So that was the spike up and the rejection on the new low. I've got the entry right there. I went in short with a conservative stop. I put my stop above, right? The aggressive stop would be above the wick, conservative stop at the 61.8. So this is how it started playing out. As soon as I got in, it went in my direction. But then on this candle here, I don't know if it was news, and I don't know if anybody who's listening right now, if you know if you were in a long or if you got stopped out as well, but I got stopped out right away here. And I was at my computer. When I saw this, I had 2 alerts go off on MNQ and MES that it was going long. I honestly should have just dragged my stop and just moved it closer. But this was -1R. So at the end of the day, that's okay. This is a perfect setup. This is exactly what I aim to trade. A 2-minute wick up from what seems to be respected as the golden zone. It could not pop up here, even on 2 strong candles. And this could have absolutely worked. And at the end of the day, it didn't. And that's fine. But what I want to share at this point is if I remove all this now, because it's no longer pertinent, we had some strong buying over here. So this, right at this buying, is where I would start my new fib. So here we have an impulse buy from here to here. Stretch it out. Went into the golden zone, did not close below the 61.8. Some strategies would say go long here, right? Go long after, but look at this wick here. There's no way I'd go long here. But if you were to go long after seeing that this zone is being respected, it would be possible to go long. Not according to my rules, but because there's no entry here on the 2-minute. This is a massive wick, but that was just the open of the market. If it came back down here and tested again and showed that we are buying in this area, then it might be a possibility for a long. Okay, I'm taking that out. I'm going to leave that here. And I want to take a break. If anybody has anything they want to share or what they're trading, I'm trying out the RVol that Tony shared in the Discord. It's over here. Just disclosure here, this RVol is not working yet. I will have all my tools. That's part of the strategy I'm building out. All the tools will be in one indicator. So that's coming. No timeline for that yet. What was the other thing? So I talked about the golden zone short that I took yesterday at 1 p.m. Message here. Will long AMD break and retest. Let's look at that. AMD here. So there's a level here. Let's go to yeah. So there's a level in here. Breaking out of this level happened in the first first few minutes, I should say, right, of yesterday high. Broke out, retested very quickly, and then a long from here from CP. And you said the 1-minute retest. KT, yeah, the 1 minute, it is a 2-minute right here as well. But if I go to the 1 minute, yeah, you've got the retest KT kangaroo tail right here. So long here. Stop, I don't know if it's below the wick. That's a bit of a wide stop, but I mean, that's a smart place to put it. And 3R would be up here. Can you confirm, Will, where you put your stop? So there you go. So that's one, the breakout retest, and then long from there, about halfway. Yeah, halfway is always a good idea too, maybe below the low of this candle here. So then you can bring in your 3R a little bit closer, and you had said it was closer to R3, which is below R3, which is a possible resistance area. So good trade, right? That's a good trade. That's the playbook. Now at this point, whether it works or not is out of your hands. The other thing I wanted to share was the M2K. Eli Lilly up another 5% again today. So this is the trade on from yesterday, the break and retest. So let's look at this area. Okay, so we had a level pre-market right here where the white line is. Right, so in pre-market on the Russell 2000, we had yesterday bucking against this area here, again in pre-market, or sorry, post-market, well, after 6 p.m. And again, it's just, you know, cannot get up above here. But then right before the market opened, it did punch up. I am on the 15-minute time frame here. That's what Avi was sharing. So let's look at it on that time frame. So we did punch up. My trade book, I'd be looking at the 5-minute. There we go. So we did punch up. We came down and retested. My entry personally would have been, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's put it back. My entry would have been above the high of a bullish candle on the 2-minute. Let's zoom into that. There's the bullish 2-minute right here. Oh, I already had it in the right spot. There you go. So entry for me would have been above a bullish candle, stop below the nearest wick over here. That's aggressive. That aggressive is right below the candle, previous candle. Conservative would be over here. But no matter what, I mean, this thing just took off. Let's bring it down to 3R right there. And it was hit shortly after. So this is a picture perfect break and retest. Now it's the entry, right? The entry, is it on the 1-minute, the 2-minute, the 5, the 15? That depends on your strategies. So there you go. There's a couple trades that worked out. Yeah, this is the volume I was talking about this morning. Or no, sorry, that's from yesterday. This is the volume that happened this morning on gold as well. Right around here, let's put the volume up. Yeah, this big volume spike and a lot of volume in here. So I don't know if news came out. I didn't see anything on the economic calendar for 8/15. I didn't see a tweet from Trump, and I looked. So yeah, there's something happened there in the morning. Hi, Ronnie. Hello, Ronnie. Just became part of the Aviators yesterday, first time attending this session. All right, well, a little bit about me. Just because you are new, and you know what, there's people in here maybe they might not know. Avi just used to do the New York Open for a long time, and he just doesn't trade the Open anymore. And he asked a few months ago if anybody was interested in sharing. And at the end of the day, that's what I do. I share my screen. I see what people are trading. I put it up on screen. It's just a place for people to gather. I do have students that I make these videos for. So whether I do it inside of Avi's room or I do it alone on camera, I do this every day, no matter what. So I share what it is that I see in my strategies, which are very closely aligned to Avi's strategies, just not with the same size. And that's personal to everyone. And right now I'm concentrating on getting back into futures. I used to trade futures a lot in 2024, switched to options in 2025, and had some success with options. But the time decay just got to be incredibly annoying. You'll be right on position sizing, you'll be right on direction, your entry, and then all of a sudden, because it takes 5 minutes longer than you expected, you get stopped out. And you don't have that problem with futures. So that's why I'm back. And I do talk a lot because I was a high school and university teacher for close to 30 years. But I do not mind being interrupted because I'm used to it, and it's absolutely okay. I want people to share what they're seeing or ask questions, or that's I'm an educator, so that's what I like. And the mic is open, Ronnie, and anybody else, please don't hesitate. And if you need to mute me because you're inside, you're doing something, you're in a trade or something like that, that's 1,000% understandable. I wouldn't be listening to, if I was in a trade, I probably wouldn't be listening to me or anybody else either. Thank you, Tony. I can tell you're listening. This is the trade I took yesterday on MCL. Oh, and by the way, I don't trade the first half hour. I rarely take a trade nowadays. I rarely take a trade in the first half hour. First half hour is price discovery. And even when you look at a move like this in gold and then the pullback, and the same thing happened in MNQ, in pre-market, big pull up, then big pullback. Didn't make it down past the 68 here, or didn't close down below there, and then just buying. And now we're at all-time highs again on MNQ. It's just awesome. This is a fantastic killer bull market. It is, I know I'm a little bit all over the place here. I'll go back to my MCL trade in a minute. This is an impulse buy, right? This is the beginning of a lot of buying. So this is where I'm going to put my fib, and I will stop it at where it reverses. I don't know if this is the top right now. If it ends up being the top, I will set an alert, and I will look at the possibility of getting in for the reload. Right? I will not take this first move, but if we chop back down here slowly and then we see a lot of buying come in again, then I will get in for the second move. I think I got a message. Yeah. Getting a message about the continuation long on MES. Let's put it on here. Right, so I would start the fib at the beginning of the move here. MES does not seem as strong as MNQ right now. It is lagging a bit, but I will put a fib here, right? The beginning of the impulse move, the most recent impulse move, which aligns with the opening of the market. It wicked down, then started buying. So I will set an alert right above the 50. Right? And why does this work? It's 50% retracement. 50% retracement has worked for years and years and years. It's just the markets do not go up in a straight line. They'll go up, and then they'll come back down to fulfill the orders of the people that were left behind. Right? This big move over here had tons of orders at this area. And we might come back down and fulfill those orders. And yeah, NQ is looking really strong over here. This was a bit of a pullback here. Now I need to move my my fib to the top. right? And if it makes it higher, then it makes it a little bit more difficult to come back down to the 50 because the move has been so high. So it might take a little bit longer to get it come back down to that 50. Let's look at MCL from yesterday. Actually, here, let's replay it. Let's replay it over here. There you go. Disregard this. I'll explain it in a minute. So we were chopping, well, pre-market, we were going down. See how we're going down, retracing, going down, retracing, further move down, further move down. Then we're just chopping in this area, right? But over here on the 5-minute, here, we have this massive engulfing candle. So this is the start of an impulse move. There's a lot of selling happening here. And it wicked down to the pre-market low. So that was where I set the bottom of my fib. And I set an alert. I took this one in two different ways. I took it as a limit order on TradingView paper trading. And I actually took it in my top step as well. But this is what I was looking at once this happened. There we go. So we wicked in here and then could not make a new high. Once it, and this, what I'm describing here, this here is the limit order. So as soon as it touched here, it entered automatically with a stop at the 61.8 and a take profit at the 3R. And this is how it played out. So once the entry was made, I'm on the 2-minute right now. We made it very close to the 3R. And by this time, I had walked away. Because it would have been hard not to take profit here, one tick away or a couple cents away. But you know, the rule is to leave it and just aim for your 3R. Don't move your stop. Don't move your take profit. This one worked out well. I was a little annoyed at this point when it's retracing, especially on. You'll see the candle on the 5-minute. When I saw this happening, it's like, okay, it's coming all the way back to my entry. But like I say here, on the 5-minute time frame, a trendy kangaroo tail. Trendy as in we're trending down most recently. It wicks up, takes out stops, and then once it put in a new low here, that's either a place to enter or add to your trade if that's part of your trade book. But let's fast forward just a few seconds later. Once it broke down, that's where you see a lot of people went short here, and it pushed price down, hit my target, and that's the picture that I put in the Discord, and I may as well share it here. Let's bring it here. Do this. This is paper trading, by the way, so the numbers that you see there are not actual profits. There were no profits on this at all because it was a paper trade. I did take it in with smaller amounts in another account, but it wasn't managed exactly the same way. But this is the way that I'm practicing and developing a system right now with a limit order at the 50, stop above the 61.8, take profit 3R away. So this screenshot was taken just before it hit, before it retraced actually, and before it hit the 103.60 area. So anyway, hopefully that makes sense. It is on, is recorded. So if anybody didn't get it, then you can always look at the recording afterwards. And let's get out of this. We are approaching 10 a.m., which is where I really start looking at what the market is doing and setting levels. If anybody is in something or if you're you want to share anything, please don't hesitate. I do not get the audible notifications that something's been put into the chat. So if I miss it, I apologize. I'm seeing that there's something there. Branimir, hopefully I said your name correctly. Do you trade pre-market? I never used to. I am starting this. Like I said earlier, I'm getting back into futures. I never traded futures in pre-market before. But if you look at something like gold, look at the move in pre-market yesterday. Here, let's calculate it. That's the move. So a 274, sorry, that's not what I'm looking at. Does it say the 281 bars? That's not what I want. It's 106.5 point, yeah, 106.5 or whatever, around that move in pre-market from low to high. Not saying anybody's going to catch that exact move, but and you look at during the day, during regular trading hours, 40 point move. So 4 times the move in pre-market than regular trading hours. And then look at today. Pre-market starting at 11 o'clock last night or 10 o'clock last night up until this morning. So 77 points, around 80 points, 78 points. So to answer the question, I am building a system right now that I will be able to trade pre-market to catch some of these moves. I do not like having open positions. I'm in Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Toronto, so I don't like having positions overnight. However, I am building something that will have smaller positions at first to catch some of these moves. So yes, I am planning on starting to trade a little bit more during extended trading hours. Sorry for the long-winded response. Like I've said many times, it's just comes with my experience. I'm in Toronto as well. Caledon, to be specific. I'm in Newmarket, to be specific. So welcome to the group. A lot of Canadians in this group. Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Newmarket, Caledon. There's people from all over. There's a lot of people from Dubai, Avi, obviously, and a few others. There's people in Southern California, and then other people that I'm not quite sure where they are because they're not as vocal in the room. Maybe people are going to say where they're from. Okay, what are we looking at here? Did I miss anything? MNQ, MES are what I'm trading right now. So this is amazing. Great. Please explain a bit about the fib levels. You know what I'm going to do is in the chat here, I'm going to share a webinar that Amal did a couple months ago. Let me just see here. I just shared the link with somebody else. Hopefully this works. And this link, this webinar here, explains really well the way that he trades it. Not necessarily the way I trade it, but it's a really good webinar. So don't hesitate to go look at that. It is part of the strategy that I'm trading now with futures. So, and I explain it every day. Every day I'm in here, I talk about the golden zone, the 50% retracement, the 61.8. Basically, the 61.8 is based on Fibonacci levels. The 50 is not. The 50 is just a very popular retracement level. Approaching pre-market high on gold over here. This is the level we could not get beyond yesterday. So this is a very interesting level on gold. I would consider taking a short here if my setup appeared. And my setup for me is a rejection candle, a 5-minute kangaroo tail rejection candle. There is room to the left, but there's a room a little bit higher. So we might come out and take out these stops here. But if you have any other questions, Ronnie, I think, or whoever was asking about taking Runak, about the fib levels, please don't hesitate to ask questions. And the mic is on, so if you guys want to, I don't know if you don't like the sound of your voice, or you guys don't want to say anything on mic, don't hesitate to interrupt me. Please do, because talking nonstop for an hour is long for you guys, and it's long for me as well. Still on gold here. Difficult to take a short on gold when we see all these massive 5-minute candles here. The buyers are absolutely in control here. After the pullback, right, we were buying here. This is where I got stopped out this morning. Right, I went short pretty much on this 5-minute kangaroo tail here, or at least I think it was there. I don't remember exactly now that I took away the drawings, but we started buying very aggressively right here, and then we pulled back. But from here, there's still more aggressive buying, so that's where I would start my fib. And there's no exact science to this. It's just the way that I describe it is, where did the last or most recent impulsive move happen? The impulsive move here was long, and that's why I like having the fair value gaps on my screen. All right, we see that a 5-minute fair value gap, we skipped a lot of buyers over here because we're very strong. Let me put it to the first high here and look at where it retraced to. Right, it retraced right to the 50. So full disclosure, I don't know if this high was put in before the low. Right, so I don't know if anybody was drawing this. I don't know if it happened before or after. Let's go to the 1 minute and see. Yeah, no, the high was put in, and then it retraced, and look at where it retraced. The 50. And if I gave up my rule of not trading in the first half hour, I might have had an entry here with a stop at the 61.8. And right now it would be at 13R. But with what I'm building, I'm just aiming for 3R. And it would have worked very quickly. So anyway, I didn't take that. And we've made new highs. So I will bring the fib. This is still the most recent on the 1 minute. This is still the most recent impulsive move higher. Now I'm going to put a level right where this big white line is. It's already a daily level that I've got. I'm going to set an alert, and I want to see, do we pull back into here on gold for the possible further move up? And I like looking at the 5 minute. So, oh, that's, yeah, when I had the high over here is where it touched the 50. Right, so now I bring it over here, and let's see. Right, I wait. This did not put in the 5 minute kangaroo tail that I like. If it does, I will explain what it is, and I'll probably take it on TradingView here to show what it is that I like to see for a rejection. It is at an area of rejection. However, there's definitely some stops right above this. Right, so that's the most recent high here. There's guaranteed there's a lot of orders sitting right up above here. So if I were long from this one that I wish I had taken, because that would have been a massive move, in the next month or so, maybe 2 months, I will be taking these. Probably for a little bit before 10 o'clock will be okay. But yeah, I wouldn't be selling until we got to this area here. If I were long, I would absolutely be targeting this area over here. I don't know if Tarek is in here. He's not in here today. Too bad, because I'm sure you would have taken this long on gold. He's a big gold fan. Just order already had it. I missed a few things in chat here, so I don't know if you're talking to. Would not be surprised the MES collapses at 7,300. 73 hasn't been touched yet. It is a big psychological number. Yes. It's very difficult to short at the tops over here, because where do you put your stop? Right, there's 7,300. If it wicks up above 7,300, it's difficult. We haven't been up here, right? It's no man's land. You can do it with 1 minute. Hang on a second. With the 1 minute candle, or measured moves from the 5 minute candle or the 15 or whatever it is. But when you're at all-time highs, one of the difficulties is knowing where to put your stop. But if it wicks up just above the 300 and really shows that there's a lot of selling, or we can't find buyers anymore, then it possibly would be an entry. Not for me though. Right now, this is way too strong for me. You did. Hopefully, you're answering, saying that I answered a question. Volume looks parabolic. I don't have the volume on here, or do I? Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's a lot of volume, a lot of buying. The market is so incredibly strong right now. Already have your order there. Come on, push this thing down. MCL, wait for confirmation. Don't want to get in front of a train like that yet. I love what I learned from you the other day, talking about Hamza, I believe, what you said about waiting for the first 30-minute candle to break the previous one, high, low, and then for a re-offer. I think you were talking to Hamza there, Tony. If YOLO one contract, yeah. Thank you, Tony. Limit order 7,300 short for one contract. NQ has reached 27,900 and has stopped for now. Yeah, it's just consolidating now. Right, so this by no way is showing that the sellers are now in control. Right, so not necessarily a reversal. This thing could just keep going. This could be a punch up above R4 and a retest and keep going. But after a major move like this, psychologically, it's hard to go long, because you say to yourself, well, how far can it go? Well, it can go pretty far. I'm going to take this out and I'm going to hide volume as well. Just what's going on here? There you go. How'd that AMD trade work out? No, didn't make it to 3R, unfortunately. There you go, -1. Okay, like what I said, once you put on, if you follow your trade book, once you put on your trade, set it and forget it. Right? You cannot control what is going to happen. So that took me a long time, even on gold this morning. Right? This was such a nice setup for, the breakdown, the retest, and then going short. Let me take away this thing. But I couldn't control what happened over here. I had set my stop at a decent level and it took me out. So -1 to possibly make 3. I'm okay with that. Gold, do I have an alert? Yes, I do. And then you don't, right? This one didn't work. It's not, you don't look for a setup. Right now it's in a zone, right? It did break out. It did retest, but on, let's go 5 minute, right? It broke out. The retest on a 5 minute, the breakout is here. The retest is very, very quick, right? And then the retest is really deep here. Impulse buy started there. Even the fibs don't line up. The golden zone seems to do absolutely nothing. Therefore, you remove it. Right? The golden zone is just there to possibly show where, wow, gold is getting up above that level now. Is it just a liquidity sweep? Now, if this were to retrace down and come close near the low here really quickly, then this I would take short. But right now, it's just showing a lot of buying. The buyers are in control here. And yeah, everybody that shorted this morning, hopefully they took profit. Right? That's why I personally, at this point in time, I don't aim for massive 20, 30R moves. I'd rather look for 3R, but just consistently. But yeah, gold, I don't know what's going on. That's really strong. So gold at this point, if it came and retested this white line here over the next little while, it could be a breakout because that is a level of, you would think would be resistance, and it wasn't. It just blew past it, but it could come back down here, retest for the further move up. That's what I would be looking at. Yeah, everything's just strong today. First day of the month, maybe. M2K. Let's rid of this. M2K, crazy move yesterday. Sideways, put in a top, came down. That's pretty volatile. This is hard to put a fib on here. Right? The most recent move is a move higher. Therefore, I would start from the bottom and put this here for a possible retracement down to here. But I don't think I would take this just because there was it's just violent move down and then another violent move up. Hard to tell what it's going to do. The rejection of pre-market high here could be a short indication or a breakout of this level and then a retest of this level. Right, so I'm going to set an alert here on M2K. Just if it makes it above a pre-market high, I'd like to know. Yeah, that was a nice trade. I'm just looking at the trade screenshots in the Discord. A couple good examples. Yes, hello.
Hi. If you want to see something interesting, if you go to ticker 10Z, it's the 1 ounce gold futures.
1-0.
No, 1 O.
O as in the letter Oscar. Okay, one.
You're
OZ.
on interval there.
Whoops, sorry. One. One OZ.
So do you have the, I believe you're looking into the cumulative volume delta.
Volume delta. Here we go. Yep.
Okay, so if you go to the 15-minute chart.
Let me get rid of some of these here. This, and then the 15-minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you look at the second bar after the open.
Yep.
Not that one.
Sorry,
the one
this one.
before
Yeah.
that. Yeah. If you look at the volume profile on that bar, somebody sold a lot of contracts at the bid and they were pretty much absorbed all at one price point, and then it just shot up from there.
So that's what this candle is showing right here. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that was a big market sell and the price didn't move down at all.
So that's a very big indication that it's moving up.
It's a big indicator of absorption for now. And if somebody gets caught on the wrong side of that, for example, if that was a short sell order and the price didn't move at all, that person is going to be panicking into
They're
covering. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I found that really interesting.
Thank you for sharing, Hamza. This it seems to be a break and retest as well, right? We look over here, could not make it any higher. Then we just punched right above here and then retested and then really took off. The reading of the CVD with the bars like this, I really like. I just not used to it yet. I used to read it with percentages, for and against, or buying and selling. But this is something that I'm wanting to get used to. So
yeah, I'm the same. I'd never looked at it before Zach's webinar, so I'm just starting to study it a little bit more and see if it can add some edge.
That's all we want, right? It's just to see if you can see a little bit more, and it comes back down to at the end of the day, I only want to know one thing, and it's who seems to have the upper hand right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? That's all we want to know. The 1OZ I've never traded. So that's the actual price of an ounce of gold right now, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's like a super micro version of gold.
Yeah.
I think it's like well, the margin is a lot lower. So you have 1 ounce gold and you get 100 ounce on silver as well.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, the notional value is a lot lower than the micro contracts.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for sharing. And thanks for coming on the mic.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah. Did you start getting into this because of Zach's webinars?
Yeah, I saw the webinar. And
yeah, or so, and not necessarily just because of that, but I'm assuming they were helpful.
I've not used it to take a trade yet. I'm just starting to look into it.
Same. I'm in the same boat. I'm starting to look to see if with my edge right now, with the golden zone, my entries are just with candlesticks for the moment. But I'd like to add to that edge. I'd like to see, as an example, let's say over here, right? Over here, this candle here, which seemed to be rejecting this area. Let's look at the CVD there. Indicator, CVD. All right, so this on this candle, this really doesn't tell me anything. We're below zero, so the sellers are obviously in charge here. Right, and this candle right here basically shaped the same as this. So on this candle, it's too small to be able to start getting an edge. But what Zach also uses is the volume profile, right? Sorry, the footprint, the volume footprint. So that candle was right here, and he would be great at sharing what he sees in this candle right here. So that's something, that's where my trading is going, to start adding this as far as well as CVD, and just bring it all into a simple system for using the break and retest and the golden zone. And that's what and with your help and with Zach and Amal and everybody in the community, we all share. Then you pick up what you want and you leave what you don't want. And that's what's great about this room, right? And being able to do it on the mic and just to share different strategies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't know what you don't know, so there's always some value to be had from the other people in the community as well.
Yeah.
For most of my trading, I've used the relative volume at time indicator, just sort of show when there is heightened interest at particular price levels.
Yeah.
But whilst it can indicate that this is a high volume sort of transaction area going on right now, it doesn't tell you is the volume at the ask or the bid.
Yeah.
So I think that could add an extra element.
Yeah. And that's what the CVD and the Staber was asking. I think that's the one you're asking about, the cumulative volume delta. If you look in Avi's room, I don't know if it's in the webinar room.
It's on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I know. I was just for the link to the YouTube channel. No, he doesn't have it in the Aviator webinars. If somebody can grab the link to Zach's CVD webinar, that'd be great. We could share it in the chat. And he did one right before that on the using the volume footprint and the way that he does it, which was also a very good webinar. But it's one of those that you have to watch a few times, I think, and you have to practice with it. And there's so much, right? There's so much information on here. It's even hard to see it on screen unless you really zoom in. But this for seeing who is the aggressive buyer as opposed to the passive buyer, aggressive seller as opposed to the passive seller, can be very valuable. Footprint one. Thank you, Tony, for sharing. Excuse me. We're slowing down on the volume. I'm just going to take this off now because I'm not used to using it yet. Right? A lot of volume going up. This red candle that hesitated, look at how low the volume was. And then when we punched up a lot of volume, now that is people that were possibly short from up here, having to get out of their positions. And it could also be a lot of buying. But then when we're pulling back, right, that's a big indicator. Look at how low the volume is. So there's not a lot of interest in selling over here. There's not that's what I see from the volume here. We don't see a lot of volume on the way down. If you're wanting to short, especially shorting from the top, you'd want to see these longs that went in here, you'd want to see them starting to panic and start dumping their shares. And that's not happening. Thank you to Order Flow Zach webinar. Thank you, Hamza, for putting that. I had that on screen actually, so putting that in the webinars room. Order Flow mastered. Yeah, that's great. So this pullback here on gold, it's not a trade indicator. I'm just, that's what I do, is to share what it is that I'm seeing. If this, with the wick down, if it were to close near the top, it could possibly indicate further buying. Not part of my strategy, so it's not, actually it is. It's the break and retest. It broke through this level, right? I had this higher time frame level over here. It broke through it with a lot of momentum. Came down and retested the level onto a 2-minute. I would have to see a lot of buying coming in, right? So we came down. I'd like to see the wick. I'd like to see a strong buying candle close, and then the entry would be above. Let's go buy, let's go limit order. Let's go with risk in dollars. Let's say just leave, actually here for example purposes, we'll just leave it at 100. Stop would be below the wick. The limit entry would be above the high of the candle that will be put in about 9 seconds. There you go. Right, with a tight stop like that. And you can put it as a market order. So just actually, can I do it just like this? Yeah, it went in with 1, but this is just paper trading. What I usually like to do is for the break and retest, this would be the stop. That would be the entry, and aiming for 3R. There you go. Let's leave it there and see if that one would have worked. Here, I'm just going to close that position. It didn't go in with the right amount anyway. All right, so it broke out of a level, retested on the 5-minute here, retested. What I'd prefer to enter is on a strong, sorry, I just got a message from my daughter. I'll be back. Actually, I'm going to be pulling out or closing up shop here at 10:30. So I'll reply to her in 1 minute. So this is the possible trade, a breakout and retest. Personally, I don't like taking it after a massive move like this, but that's the setup. It broke out with momentum above a daily level, came down, retested. I want to see some buying on the 2-minute. We saw it, right? So you enter long, stop below the wick. That's a pretty aggressive stop. Further stop would have been maybe below the previous fair value gap. And it seems like it might not work, but putting it there just for educational purposes. Right? And once you enter a trade, you can't control what happens. So if you follow your trade book and that is your trade book, chalk it up as a -1. Right? Is it taking it out yet? Oh, there you go. All right, I've got to take that text from my daughter. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you. I think Runak, or I think you use Ronnie, right? I thought I saw that in the room. Thank you, Tony. Have a good day, everyone. For anybody who's interested, usually around noon, there's some people gather in one of the voice channels. We play poker. We talk about stuff other than trading. If anybody's interested, come on in, and we'll see you in there. You don't need to know how to play poker. And there's no money involved. It's all just for fun. Okay, so have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you back on Monday. All right, cheers, guys.